Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back today, man. We got a Watch Mojo. Today, man. We got 10 most disturbing manifestos of all time. You know what a manifesto is?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Explain to me. I don't know.
Yeah, you do know what a manifesto
I don't know,
is.
so...
You know what? Bro.
I don't know,
yes,
so tell me.
Yes, you do. Stop playing with me.
I don't know. Why would you want to help a brother out?
Because you already know.
I don't know, but all right. Hey, man, with that being said, but what?
Nothing, go ahead.
That's why I thought you better say nothing. Before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want a first part, you got to do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
please lock it in with a thumbs up.
And always never forget to hit that subscribe button. What's all up in my grill for? Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
Yes.
Let's get it!
The envelope was sent from Blacksburg, Virginia on Monday morning. And looking at a copy, you can even see the handwriting of the clerk checking it in at 9:01 a.m.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're looking at the most hateful, stomach-turning manifestos written by perpetrators of mass, senseless violence.
Then the Uni-bomber reached out to the press and said, I want to make a deal. And it took this case in an entirely new direction.
A call to arms. Uri Krychek.
Our LGBTIQ community must be safe. We must fight hate. Matusz and Uri should never have been a target. And then...
See, leave me alone. I'm trying to listen to the video.
You distracted.
I'm not distracted.
I know you what you're saying.
I'm not distracted. Let's get into the video.
Our LGBTIQ community must be safe. We must fight hate. Matusz and Uri should never have been a target. And their murder shows how far we still need to go. And I know that this parliament will keep fighting and leading that fight.
Receiving a manifesto of any kind is cause for panic, but one that's completely anonymous can leave one feeling hopeless. On October 12, 2022, Uri Krychek anonymously published his 65-page decree on who he believed to be his enemies. He sang the praises of past perpetrators of hate and violence in one sentence, while bashing those of other religions and sexualities in another. He even blamed Judaism for the COVID-19 pandemic, making it clear just how far down the rabbit hole he had fallen. Just hours after the publication of this document, Krychek attacked a gay bar in Bratislava, Slovakia, where he killed 2 people. And it was clear he had intended to take more lives. The inconvenient truth. Patrick Crusius.
Police say a gunman is in custody after opening fire inside a shopping center in El Paso, Texas. Our next star station in El Paso reports 18 deaths. A hospital in the area says it is treating 11 people, 9 of those listed in critical condition.
One terror attack can serve as twisted inspiration for others, and this was just one of many copycats. Inspired by the horrific attacks carried out in Christchurch, New Zealand earlier in 2019, Patrick Crusius took to a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, aiming to replicate the violence. Before doing so, he posted his final thoughts to the message board 8chan. His writings were riddled with hate for immigrant and Latin American populations, touting white supremacist theories alongside the insults.
This attack is a response.
He don't appear white his own damn self, to be real. Unless I'm tripping.
Yeah, you probably tripping.
Huh?
I say probably tripping.
He should have did his own ancestry DNA, huh? You would have. Majority, everyone in America is not a pure race. You know? And I wish people would really realize that. I wish a lot of people would really realize that. And then if you've been here, if your parent, really check your ancestry and see how far have y'all been here. And if y'all have been here for some years, you're not a pure race in America. And then if you've been here since your grandparents been here, What are we?
Yeah.
Slow ass people, bro. Slow ass people, man.
To the Hispanic invasion of Texas, the author writes, "They are the instigators, not me. I am simply defending my country from cultural and ethnic replacement brought on by an invasion."
Y'all do know y'all invaded America too, right? You do understand? No. This is factual.
No, I said don't make me laugh.
This is factual because we want to talk about people with low education and low IQ. These are the individuals with low education and low IQ. Mm-hmm. You don't even understand your own history to want to tell somebody what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Teach your kids the truth.
Question.
Maybe they won't be so crazy. Teach your kids the 100% truth. And Ancestry.com ain't gonna tell you 100% everything. When your grandparents starting to die, start going through some of their things, and you unravel a lot of truth. Like on some real spill. Like you remember that one joint she was going through her grandmother things and she saw the picture. What's that? Her mom or her grandma? She saw the picture of her mom wearing the hood. And said, "Mom, what was the mom or grandma?" She said, "What is that?" She said, "Oh, it was nothing." Like, don't try to downplay what it really is. Speak the truth. Yeah. Unfortunately, we racist. Like, I'd rather you say that and say, yeah, your mama. I mean, your granddaddy, your grandma, your great grandparents. Yeah, we don't like them people. Instead of trying to sugarcoat it, man.
I feel you.
Tell the truth. Yeah, you do know you got a cousin. There's a 5th generation cousin. They black. Well, how are they black? Well, your great granddaddy cheated on his wife with. Come on, bro. But that's the truth that y'all don't want to tell.
I feel you though.
He also implied that his horrid actions were meant to incentivize migrants to flee the country, which would strengthen his political cause. Shortly afterward, he followed through on his twisted plans, leaving 23 people dead and 22 others injured in his wake.
A federal judge sentenced Patrick Crucius to 90 consecutive life sentences.
Look at that curly hair. That ain't straight. Do you hear a little clicking in your...
Do I hear a click?
Clicking in your headphones?
No.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah. I don't have mine turned up.
I don't know why that is, though.
For the 2019 massacre at an El Paso Walmart. The 24-year-old from Allen pleaded guilty earlier this year to dozens of hate crimes charges for the shooting, which left 23 people dead.
My Manifesto, Christopher Harper Mercer.
The community, state, and nation is mourning following the mass shooting in Roseburg.
Reading through the contents of a manifesto can reveal some deep-seated issues held by its author. This was the case for Christopher Harper Mercer, who spared one of his peers to deliver his final message to authorities during his rampage at Umpqua Community College in 2015. When the document was accessed, it was clear that there was much more than sheer hatred at play.
His online history indicates he was also fascinated with other mass shooters, saying, "Seems like the more people you kill, the more you're in the limelight."
If he's making comments about previous mass shooters, it's that he wants to join the club. He wants to be special. He wants to be recognized.
He wants y'all to talk about him like y'all continue to talk about everybody else, which all of them do. I swear, in America, if y'all want to kind of reduce this, once we identify this fool, wipe him off the existence of known information. That's not saying we're trying to forget the victims, but we're not trying to praise. We're not trying to put them in some type of limelight of any of the killers. Because I really feel like that's one reason why we have so many mass shootings is because so many people out of line. Because if you always see every time a shooting happens, they reference somebody that they idolized that already. It's because we constantly put the killer on a pedestal and we always continue to forget the victims. Yeah, we don't celebrate the victims; we celebrate the criminals,
which is so backwards.
Why we got a whole Jeffrey Dahmer documentary?
Yeah.
Fuck Dahmer. Talk about the victims. He had a lot of victims. No, before the Dahmer documentary, nobody really knew the victims' names.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy, average person don't know a name of any of Ted Bundy's victims, but we know so much about Ted. John Wayne Gacy, we know the whole story. Can't say a single victim's name. And the list continues to go on. We can talk about the crook killers all day long, but we can't talk about the victims.
Yeah.
Let's make a movie just now start talking about the victims and not the, let's stop.
Wrote about being aligned with demonic forces and how he would join them after his final act, along with an encouragement for others to also commit senseless violence. Additionally, the manifesto contained bizarre elements, such as vile racist rants about black men, a list of bands he enjoyed, and even a frequently asked questions section.
You told me before you didn't want to talk too much about your son, obviously, because you're going through so much pain. But you also realize that people are going to remember him differently now forever.
He'll always be remembered for what he did on Thursday, I know that. I can't change that.
You wait for a signal while your people wait for you. Peyton Gendron.
What you was trying to say, though?
No, I was just about to say, well, you probably did. And they didn't really mention it in the last video we did, but I did read. Like when they had put it up, I had read like a little paragraph real quick. Or a few sentences, and I seen that he had said something like that.
He exited his vehicle. He was very heavily armed. He had tactical gear. He had a tactical helmet on. He had a camera that he was live streaming what he was doing.
The gunman shot 4 people outside in the parking lot before entering the grocery store, where he was met by a security guard.
While some manifestos focus solely on the perpetrator's own beliefs, others seem to reveal a clear lack of original thought. This is evidenced by Peyton Gendron's 180-page Google document, over a quarter of which was supposedly plagiarized from other extremists. Gendron cited message boards as the source of his indoctrination, but it was his own decision to slaughter innocent grocery shoppers in Buffalo, New York.
This is the worst nightmare that any community can face, and we are hurting and we are seething right now as a community.
He explained his plans for the shooting, including how he had selected the area due to its high black population. He also included false flags, such as using photos of an internet celebrity and claiming it was him. Despite the lack of originality, this manifesto showed just how widespread such hateful ideologies have become.
You will never see the light of day as a free man ever again. It is the judgment of this court for your conviction under the first count of the indictment, a domestic act of terrorism motivated by hate in the first degree.
My Twisted World, the story.
I didn't know they had sentenced him already.
I can't say if I know if.
You still here? Sorry.
Yeah, I do now. I can't say if I knew. I feel like I did because I'll get all the news articles and I feel like it probably popped up and I read it. But I didn't remember that they had sentenced him.
I know about this guy too.
Yeah.
Story of Elliot Rodger. Elliot Rodger.
Rodger's mother, Lichen, discovered the terrifying threat in her email at 9:17 that evening. She then discovered her son's last YouTube video titled Retribution.
And I will slaughter every single spoiled, stuck-up, blonde I see inside there.
The rise of harmful ideologies has led to countless people being hurt, and he was behind one of the most insidious incidents. A college student by day and an incel vlogger by night, Elliot Rodger had no qualms about his digital footprint. Leading up to his 2014 attack in Isla Vista, he uploaded several videos and photos explaining his mindset. Alongside this visual documentation was a 137-page essay detailing his life.
Rodger wrote, "All of those beautiful girls I've desired so much in my life, but can never have because they despise and loathe me, I will destroy." A family friend, Simon Astaire.
Bro, y'all got personal issues and feel like everybody else is just wrong because you weird.
Like what? So confused.
Says Rodger sent his diatribe called My Twisted World to a couple dozen people, including his mother and father, not long before terrorizing the UC Santa Barbara campus.
He blamed his problems on women, associating us with disease and implying we shouldn't have human rights. He also described who he planned to kill and how he intended on doing it. Even more disturbing, he had convinced himself that he was a hero up until the very end.
Girls gave their affection and sex and love to other men, but never to me.
Oh, gosh.
I'm 22 years old and I'm still a virgin.
He was really upset about why is the world so unfair to him.
Untitled, Sung Hee-cho.
You had 100 billion chances and ways to have avoided today, but you decided to spill my blood.
Remember this dude?
I don't.
You don't? Oh, you don't? I remember this. I ain't gonna lie, he was the one that made me kind of a little weary about going off to college. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Virginia Tech.
Oh, this the. Oh,
ways to have avoided today, but you decided to spill my blood. You forced me into a corner and gave me only one option. The decision was yours. Now you have blood on your hands that will never wash off.
While some people make their violent intentions known long before acting, others leave no signs until it's too late. Before carrying out 2 attacks at Virginia Tech on April 16, 2007, Sung Hee-cho was largely unremarkable. He was often described as completely silent, with only his school assignments showing the dark recesses of his mind.
There was another play about how he was gonna get revenge on a teacher who had given him low marks, and so he just once again lashed out within the play with just very brutal, vulgar language. It was hard to read.
On the day of the shooting, Cho mailed his multimedia manifesto to NBC News, which was delivered the following day. The package included an 1,800-word essay, photographs, and videos, in which Cho compared himself to deities and called for bloodshed in the streets. Even more unsettling, those closest to him believe the manifesto was merely a performance, meaning we may never know what he was truly thinking.
Much of it is incoherent, laced with profanity. He rails against hedonism and Christianity.
You just loved crucifying me. You loved inducing cancer in my head, terrorizing my heart, and raping my soul all this time.
The Great Replacement, Brenton Tarrant.
The Associated Press reporting that many people have been killed in a mass shooting at a mosque in the New Zealand city of Christchurch. New reports of a second mosque in the city also being attacked. Radio New Zealand reporting at least 30 people have been shot, although we don't know how badly they're injured.
The proof of this document's horrid nature lies in the copycats it inspired, some of which appear on this very list. Brenton Tarrant's manifesto stands out among most, particularly due to the intentionally bizarre content found within it. Interspersed between his anti-immigration and white supremacist views were memes and false flags. Tarrant wanted to sow as much discord as possible by creating false scapegoats, such as video games and internet culture, for his attack.
He called it The Great Replacement. Now, it was based on a book that's been written by a French author, René Camus, also called The Great Replacement, and his theory maintains that Europe's white majority is being actively replaced by Northern African, Sub-Saharan African immigrants, many of whom are Muslim.
He included famous copy pastas and even encouraged people to subscribe to various YouTubers, all while maintaining an overall hateful tone. However, the most glaring detail was his hopes of inciting a civil war. It was unlike anything authorities had ever seen, but the ironic tone has become the troubling new norm.
On each of the 51 charges of murder, charges 1 to 51, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. I order that you serve the sentences without parole. On each of the 40 charges of attempted murder, charges 52 to 91, you are sentenced to concurrent terms of 12 years in prison.
RTF 88, Dylan Roof.
Well, I guess. I mean, I don't
remember his ass.
Yeah, I remember him.
You can't forget that name, huh? And that's the reason why I keep saying because you can't. You remember his name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Know any of the victims' names?
Unfortunately, no.
Well, I don't know how many people or anything like that.
So did you shoot him?
Yes.
What kind of gun did you use?
A Glock 45.
The internet is a double-edged sword. It gives everyone a platform to air their views, including those with hate in their hearts. Before enacting a horrific shooting at a Charleston church in 2015, Dylan Roof used the web to present his hatred to an audience. He penned an over 2,000-word essay wherein he cited the murder of Trayvon Martin as his gateway into racist beliefs.
Was that your gun, or?
Yes, I bought it from the gun store. Anyway, they saw it, but I just sat down because I guess they just didn't say anything. You know, and then I was sitting there and I was like, you know, just thinking about whether I should do it or not. You know, and that's why I was sitting there for 15 minutes, just like, oh, you know, like, because I know I could have just walked out.
He then launched into a diatribe of insults against African Americans, from wishing that racism had been worse throughout history to defending segregation. He even opened the document by claiming to have grown up in a non-racist home, making it unfortunately clear that such harmful ideas can pervade even the most accepting upbringing.
White people are pretending like we are all the same and equal. I could not go another day without doing something. It was worth it. It isn't up to me anymore. I did what I could do.
2083, a European Declaration of Independence. Anders Behring Breivik.
Gutta I den alderen, jeg vet ikke hva jeg skal si mer. Han oppførte seg litt, han var litt innelukket og var ikke så veldig sosial på en måte. Men han hadde ingen ekstreme tilbøyeligheter. Så lenge jeg kjente ham.
It's hard to fathom what could drive someone to commit two separate acts of domestic terrorism, but a document spanning over 1,500 pages is a good place to start. Anders Behring Breivik, the man responsible for the 2011 Norway attacks which claimed the lives of 77 people, made his horrid intentions incredibly clear in his manifesto. In it, he described 2 years' worth of extensive planning, from renting a farm to identifying the best conditions for creating explosives.
He yelled, "I'm going to kill you all." And he was very accurate on where he was shooting. Almost every shot hit something or someone.
For an hour and a half, the killer scoured the island.
People started to run into their tents. And when he saw which tent were just closed up, he just opened it and started shooting.
Interspersed throughout his claims of progressive historical revisionism and xenophobic rhetoric were guides to both agriculture and violent acts. Though most of it was plagiarized, it has still unfortunately gone on to be revered in certain circles.
Nei, jeg kommer aldri til å ha noe mer kontakt med han. Og i de verste stunder så tenker jeg at det siste han burde gjøre var at når han, I stedet for å drepe så mange mennesker, så burde han ta sitt eget liv.
Det sterke ord fra en far.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
I still want to know what's up with his ass. You know, I ain't no telling. All right.
Industrial Society and Its Future, Ted Kaczynski.
Along with the latest bomb, he sent 3 letters. The letter says the bombings are the work of a group that hopes to promote instability in industrial society. The bomber says he will stop if a long article he's written is published in a major U.S. publication.
While most published their manifestos before carrying out their attacks, Ted Kaczynski, better known as the Uni-bomber, used his as an incentive to end his rampage. For nearly 2 decades, Kaczynski perpetrated a series of bombings across the United States. In 1995, he shocked the nation when he offered to stop his violence if his views were published. And controversially, they were.
He made it very clear. If you publish the manifesto in the New York Times or the Washington Post, the terrorist group FC will desist from terrorism.
Cases are solved when the subject starts communicating. Anytime you have someone that wants something, they usually give away a little bit of themselves.
The question became, how are we going to take advantage of his offer, if at all?
Kaczynski placed blame upon technology for society's downfall, even arguing that machines had more rights than humans. He also proposed that civilization needed to be overturned to achieve true progress. While it wasn't steeped in hatred like those who came after him, it still showed a misguided worldview, and how one can use any cause to justify their violence.
Prosecutor Robert Cleary.
The Unabomber's career is over. Today, for the very first time, Mr. Kaczynski offered to plead to a sentence of life in prison with absolutely no strings attached.
Then his brother David Kaczynski spoke.
I would like to say that our reaction to today's plea agreement
is one of deep relief.
Which of these writings disturbed you the most? Let us know in the comments below.
All of them.
As always. Every last one.
One higher than up. All of them.
Every last one on sick.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on with these folks. But they need some help.
They need some.
But hey, man, with that being said, y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are. We are.
Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partner.